Journey of the Shadow Darkness Falls is now live on Kickstarter. It is a sci-fi anime novel that continues the saga of Commander Tusimo, a humanoid anomaly and leader of the supernatural Sanzei warriors, as he seeks to stop the ancient evil humanity is about to be collateral damage, and the clock is ticking. Grab your copy today at inked.pub/Darkness Falls. And hey, I'm getting all choked up. I'm verklempt.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Talk amongst yourselves.
I'll give you a topic. The Industrial Revolution was neither industrial nor a revolution.
Touch my monkey. Pet him. Okay. Enough of when SNL used to actually be funny. We're back for episode 2 of the Shawn-Zilla Art Show. And it is Joker Month. Tell them about Joker Month.
Joker Month. Every month we do a featured, I say we because I have multiple personalities. I do a featured character where 25% off is taken on any commission or original that you buy of the Joker from my vast array of original pieces or prints or anything. So if it's a $200 commission, you would go ahead and take $50 off the top there. And that's during the month of March. So as long as you book your commission in March for the Joker, and it can be Joker with another character, as long as it's got Joker in it, it's 25% off. Any of my prints that have Joker on them, be it Joker and Riddler and Penguin, or Joker and Batman, 25% off. You know, so can't beat it.
It's Joker Month. 25% off any Joker.
Yeah.
So don't be a clown and buy a Joker today.
Exactly. It's everybody's favorite villain anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at least the smart people's.
That's right. I brought props this week.
Visual aids, so to speak.
Look, he's got his own teeth, and he has somebody else's. This is the Arkham version of Joker. You could get this one done as a commission.
Sure can. Voiced by who we were just talking about, Mark Hamill.
Yep. And this is just a cool-looking random Joker with a hole in his back. That's right. These are banks. And I have no money, so I think there's like a dime in this one or something.
Yeah. I would say my kids have all the money in their piggy banks, but I rate it too, so.
Well, you know.
It's gas money.
You could have buy new pens.
Exactly. Dude, Copics are not cheap.
No, they're expensive as bleed.
Yeah. That's why for all this heavy, all this black in the background, I'm using a damn Sharpie that I stole from a former employer. Yeah. Brutal. Yeah. Trust me, they owed me.
Oh yeah.
So how have you been, man?
Well, my ex pulled, another one of her tricks, and I didn't get to see my daughter this past weekend. But on the plus side, I got to hang out and co-host CromCon with Pops and my dude Phil there all weekend. So we had fun. The first guest that was on is actually on my show next Monday, but we're doing an early we're doing an early live at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon because he is in the Netherlands.
Oh,
And he's got this really cool like sci-fi project, third issue of a book he's doing called Life on Korra. So we're going to talk about that on Monday around 2. And he was the first guest on, and a couple of people backed the project while he was on CromCon. So he got funded the first guest. So that was
wow.
that was kind of like a, hey, this is rad. It's gonna it set the tone for the whole weekend. So
People
we were all
really do
happy,
win on MTV.
So it was cool.
That is super cool, man. I am. I've decided I am going to do a Kickstarter this year. I just don't know exactly what. I don't do sequential art because I try not to do things that I'm super bad at. But I do want to do an art book. And I was thinking about doing 2 different art books, one for the pinup stuff and then one for, just like this kind of stuff, the fan art type stuff, or, fantasy art that I do myself and things like that. And so right now I'm still kind of kicking around the idea of it, trying to look around, see what I have that I think would be, good in a book. I've tested the waters a little bit through social media, and it's gotten a pretty good response so far. And
oh yeah,
I've talked.
They're pretty popular. I mean, you know Frank Forte, right?
Yeah.
He successfully did a Kickstarter for his for artwork from his old series from Asylum Press back in the 90s, Vampire Versus. And it was successful on Kickstarter, and now he's got it up on Indiegogo. And I backed it myself because I sold some toys, so I had some money. Apparently, my mother was right. You're terrible with money. It burns a hole in your pocket if you don't spend it. And I'm like,
It expires.
It does.
Didn't you know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got to spend the dollars while they're still worth something.
Look, if the government sees me not spending all my disability money every month, they're gonna think I can do without a bunch of my disability money and cut me back. So I'm like, nope. So I supported it, and it was all behind an art book with all his like original art from that and character designs and a bunch of other stuff, covers and variant covers and everything. I probably have like 1 or 2 of those books somewhere in my collection. I had a thing for hot vampires. I blame Vampirella.
I mean, who doesn't?
And well, apparently Dynamite doesn't, because Dynamite just sold the TV and movie rights off to another company.
That's weird.
It's like,
do they not like money?
Well, apparently they don't have their own production studios to do anything. So, and they were like, well, it worked out so well when Marvel sold the rights to Spider-Man and the X-Men to everybody else.
Yeah, nobody's kicking themselves on that decision.
Nope. So, they're doing that. The only thing that I saw that they did right is J.G. Jones's cancer is pretty bad, and they're releasing a special Vampirella book, and it's being done to as a fundraiser to donate the money to his medical fund. So,
okay, yeah, that's pretty cool.
So I'm like, I like that, but
Yeah, that's good stuff. I mean, I can second guess their business decisions all day long, but I mean, I guess they did what they felt they needed to do, and I don't really see Disney buying Vampirella, so
no.
yeah.
It was a company I'd never heard of, but you know, what's the worst thing that could happen? DMG makes a movie. Oh, wait, too
I'm
late.
pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Rob Liefeld would tell them to be careful who they sell rights to their characters to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So has anybody claimed the Terminator piece yet?
No one's claimed this one yet. The Sarah Connor from last week, actually, I'm not gonna lie, man. The more I looked at it, the more I hated it. So I just tossed it and started over because, like I said, she was looking more like, Ron Perlman from Beauty and the Beast. So yeah, she had just a little too manly a face. So I'm gonna finish this guy up, and then I've got Sarah started, but we'll see how it goes. I mean, I typically work on about 30 different projects at a time, just because I have real bad ADD, and I'll catch myself rushing through something just to get it finished, and and that's not fair to the clients. That's not fair to people whose covers I'm doing or whatever like that. So I try to always have like when I feel myself starting to rush it, I'll go ahead and jump off of it and jump onto something else. Plus, I work on all kinds of different stuff. I'll do superheroes, pin-ups, even family portraits and stuff like that. So it's always good to have a little balance. A little.
Yeah, there's always something to do.
There's definitely always something to do. But yeah, nobody's claimed Arnold yet. I've had a couple people ask about it, but I think that they're waiting to see, how he turns out. Which I think he's turning out all right. Looks like him a little bit. Yeah.
It looks like Arnold.
Yeah. It's so weird drawing him so young though, because most of the Arnold, well, I mean, I watched all the stuff in the 80s and 90s, but when I think of Arnold Schwarzenegger, the first thing I think of is usually like True Lies or Terminator 2 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And this has got like a little bit of a different hairstyle. He looks a lot younger. So, yeah, it's kind of cool. And this is kind of a test piece, we'll say, that I was looking at doing some reimagined movie posters, and I kind of want to see how that goes. So this is one of the ones that, if I can still nail a likeness pretty well, we'll go with that and do that, and start doing some redesigned movie posters, mostly 80s action stuff because it's so cool. I've been talking to Jim Noble too much. I like the 80s. Yeah.
Oh, I love the 80s.
Dude.
I just can't believe how long ago the 80s actually was.
See, we were getting along so good.
Then you had to start talking smack. Well,
and it's funny because, I mean, it's real popular stuff right now. I did a Gem and the Holograms just for shits and giggles earlier in 2020, and just drew like a headshot of Jim, and that thing sold 10 minutes after I put it on Facebook. And not only did it sell, but the lady who got it, she's like, "So do you have any plans to do the other holograms?" I'm like, "No, I wasn't planning on it. This was just kind of a one-off." And she goes, well, let me rephrase. I'll buy them if you do the other holograms.
Wow.
And I've known her for a while, so she's one of those. If she says she's going to buy it, she's going to buy it. So I ended up doing all 4 holograms for her, and we just recently talked about doing a large format, like 20 by 30 movie poster of Jim and the holograms, basically. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not gonna say I didn't catch an episode here and there back in the day. I had a little sister, she watched it. Had to do something when G.I. Joe wasn't on. But yeah, all the 80s nostalgia stuff is just, it's real popular. And I guess that makes sense because, I mean, it sucks now. So, of course, we want to go back to the 80s.
Yeah. It's past sucking.
Simpler time. Paint the guy in the big leather coat. It sounded like such a good idea at the time.
Yeah, my big leather coat's on the other side with Joker stuff on it.
I had a big leather trench coat, and I kind of got away from wearing it because I got tired of Matrix comparisons. It's like, look, I've had this coat since before the Matrix came out. Come on. But I was looking for it a couple months back and realized that one of the final acts of betrayal from the ex was she tossed it. So,
Oh man.
Yeah, it's all right. Karma will get her.
Yeah, it's just I had a little trench coat. My buddy at the comic shop was like, there was a chain of stores around here, and they were kind of like like cheap stores, all like clearance stuff. It was called Building 19, and
That sounds kind of cool.
they would get cool stuff in once in a while. Like one time, because I used to be like a huge football nut, and my team was Denver, and one year they got a slew of Denver Broncos gear, like winter jackets, hoodies, like sleeveless hoodies for like spring and fall, and all kinds of crazy stuff. And it was like all like wicked cheap. And so I went in and bought it. My friend's like goes I walk into the comic shop, and he was just uh, walking in. I go, oh, nice coat, three-quarter length leather jacket, like Hitman Punisher coat. And I go, that's badass. He goes, well, you should probably get up to Building 19 right now because I just bought this last night, and they're selling these up to like 5X for $99.
No shit.
I got my truck and I screwed. But we wore those to my buddy Steve was playing in a certain person's band at the time that I won't mention because I don't want to air anybody's dirty laundry out. But there was a member of that band that I didn't like, and at the time I was probably 3 1/4, and I was still fat, but I was pretty jacked because I used to go to the gym like 3-4 days a week and work out with a trainer. So it wasn't me just going in like staring at equipment and go, yeah, okay, that's enough. I'm gone. So
standing in the corner drinking a protein shake. Any minute now I'm gonna get into it.
I drink a protein shake, go in, do like 45 minutes on a treadmill, go downstairs and work out with him like a madman for like an hour. I walked in and it must have been like, the Terminator walking into the room. My fists are clenched and I go walking into the room like I have a purpose, and this dude dropped his guitar was plugged in. He was tuning. He drops his guitar. Yeah. And he ran out the back door and rabbited.
Nice.
And,
I heard left his guitar out.
Yeah. He came back afterwards, but he's like, don't kill him. And I started to smile. He goes, don't touch him. I go, So I used to get drunk and hurt people a lot.
Yeah.
One of my buddies' guitarists, who's a douche. He decided he was gonna, he was gonna talk smack to me and tell me to, he told me to F off, quit acting like you're in my band. And I'm like, well, I'm not in your band. I'm just helping out as road crew and making it look good because I drink as much as the 7th Fleet. So
it definitely helps.
And he kept talking shit to my face, and then I grabbed him by the neck, lifted him up off the ground, and started slamming him into a wall. I had no idea that he had traumatic neck injuries.
Oh gosh.
So I quite literally, almost killed the kid. So, but I'm much better now.
Yeah. Anger management works. No, it doesn't.
Yeah. I walk into anger management, punch the instructor in the face, and walk out.
I always saw anger management as like nap time because I just ended up usually falling asleep. Mm-hmm. But I'm better now. It's one of those things where you probably need it, but you don't really want to be forced to go do it by the court. So, damn it. I bitch about it, but I love doing texture on leather jackets. It's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Because it looks like shit for a minute, and then you start seeing it come together, and you're like, oh, okay. Yeah. Really texture on anything, man. I did a Catwoman a while back. Texture on leather, anything. That's what I meant to say. I did a Catwoman, and her whole outfit being the skin-tight leather, How dare they do that? Can't imagine why. But yeah, it was fun doing all that texture. Oh.
I just laughed because there's just been like a whole bunch of crazy like comic book stuff going on this week. So, like,
have you watched Superman and Lois yet?
Yeah, the pilot episode was great. I hope the second one is good. And I watched what I watched today. Oh yeah, I watched the season premiere of Flash.
Okay.
It was okay.
Flash seems to be doing the thing that Arrow did, where it starts off great, and it's great for a few seasons, and then it just really drops off.
Well, it's the story going on right now is the continuation of the story from last season. So,
Okay.
just waiting to wrap that up.
I don't know if I've asked you or not, but are you watching WandaVision?
Oh yeah. Last week's episode. Oh my god. And when they released the sneak peeks out to like all the pop culture media sites.
Yeah.
Well, they basically let everybody know that you're gonna see White Vision. So West Coast Avengers 45, the first appearance of White Vision on the cover, went insane on eBay and sold for like $1,600.
Shit.
So while I'm flipping through boxes, I know I have that somewhere because I went on my own Vision Quest, but that issue is part of like quote unquote the Vision Quest storyline from West Coast Avengers. So I remember buying that. So I'm like, if I flip through a box and I find that,
It's getting sold.
I'm just gonna be like, boom. Not only will you get this key, I'll give you the other issues that are part of the story for the same price that somebody paid for that other one on eBay. Well, I don't want to pay eBay prices. I go, no, because you want to buy it cheap and then go flip it on eBay yourself. No. Go, and I don't sell on eBay, so screw you guys, I'm going home.
I've been pretty fortunate that most of anytime I'm selling comics, it's usually picked up by a friend. Like when I sold my my New Mutants '98, I sold that to a buddy, and he's like, "Hey, if you ever decide you want it back, I'll sell it back to you for the same price I paid for it." Okay. I didn't have the heart to tell him that I got it out of a $5 bin back in the day, but.
Oh my God. This guy's going crazy too. See, Key Collector, the one of the major spec sites with a touch on your phone. That whole app is like a double-edged sword because it's cool that they database like the keys, but now Marvel and DC try to make every single issue they release a key.
Right.
Or it's a key because, Peach did a variant cover, or, friggin' Art Journal did a variant cover, or this one. And I'm like, that doesn't make it a freaking key. Well, yeah, it's low print. I go, get out of here with that crap. So, Dinesh, who used to be the head dude in charge at Valiant Entertainment until DMG came in and said, yeah, get out. His Bad Idea Company finally had their first official book hit stores today.
Oh, yeah?
And they were giving away Bad Idea pins and each store that participated in the pin thing got one pin, and the first person to get who bought the first copy of ENIAC at their store would get the pin. So people are like charging like ridiculous. The book just came out today. Somebody just shared in a group. ENIAC #1, first printing with rare first customer pin, 9.4 near mint, $750, free shipping or best offer. Somebody else had the book yesterday listed for like $799 just for the book. But Key Collector turned around and they listed ENIAC as the hottest key of the week, followed by Batman 106.
I can't do much buying comics anymore, man, because everything is a key issue. Everything is freaking super rare now. And,
well, even if it's not super rare, everybody that goes to sell anything, well, this is super rare. These are really hard to get now. I'm like, no, they're not. They just went to a friend of mine, a couple of friends of mine shop at this comic shop that has locations in Rhode Island and Mass called the Time Capsule. And my buddy Chris and them, they live not too far from the airport, which everybody goes in Rhode Island, which everybody goes, oh yeah, the Providence Airport. The airport is not in Providence, it's in Warwick. And I only ever defended that because I grew up in Warwick. Well, until I was like 11. But, you know, either way, so they go to one that's in a town called Cranston because it's like the next town over. And it's fairly close. And he gets like some great like old school keys there. And they basically bought out the block that their store is located on. I think I'm not positive. I think they might have bought it out from like the owner of that, like it's like old fashioned storefronts, like when you used to walk down Main Street, there'd be like 2 or 3 like small stores like in this one building. So it's like that. So
strip mall, not a strip mall, but like a shopping strip type thing.
Not even a shopping strip. It's like a big old building, and it's
got 2 or 3 stores in it.
Yeah, and one store is like it belongs to it's got a beauty salon in it. You know, so they left that one alone, but they bought the one next to theirs, and they use that one as kind of a warehouse. So like 4 or 5 times a year, they have like a dollar sale, and they get rid of like all their old back stock. You know, any book under like $10 or $15 is in there, and it's like it's a $1 a piece. Sometimes it's like they do like a bag sale. Like come to the store, you get an official bag. You fill that bag with as many comics as you can.
Like $20 or something.
And you pay this price. It's like, okay. I can't get in and out. I can't go in and out of there because of the wheelchair, but that would be awesome. Pops! What's up?
Pops is here.
Pops, you got to share this out. Shawn needs somebody to claim this Terminator piece he's working on.
I do, man.
Nobody's claimed these yet.
Bills, yo. I mean, look at all the work that's going into it. Damn it, man.
Yeah. He's going through like 7 Sharpies already.
I'm getting all OCD about the details of the code.
I know, right? I mean, well, you know I love comic books, but I've been trying to concentrate on more on like filling back issues
Mm-hmm.
of runs and trying to buy older stuff. Like I can't, as much as I hate DC, I can't stop buying, certain things, specifically like, Batman and Detective.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been buying Batman and Detective comic books since 1970 fucking 4. So, I mean, with
You're
that,
invested.
I'm invested. With that being said, Batman and Detective to me is like, a free 8 ball for Charlie Sheen. I'm just saying.
Winning. No, I completely get that. I mean, because I'm not a fan of DC, but I'm a sucker for Batman because Batman's so cool.
He is.
Yes. I just wish that there was like some sort of plan with their movies.
Well, I mean, they like completely disgusted me with stuff that hit the news today. I guess it hit the news cycle yesterday. I guess this week is a major release with the new milestone titles. And they retconned Static Shock. And they politically retconned Static Shock. See, originally, Static Shock, before he was Static Shock, was just this kid in a bad way, getting bullied like crazy, in school and out of school, from gang members.
Yeah.
And then he got his hands on a gun, and he was going into where the gang was, and he was going to start shooting them. And then decided he couldn't do it, so he threw the gun in the water and walked away. But while he was walking away, the cops showed up to deal with all the gangbangers, and they shot them with an untested new tear gas, like an experimental new tear gas, which is what gave Static Shock his powers.
Thanks. So what they change it?
And now it's still tear gas, but Static Shock gets his powers from a BLM protest. And of course, all the cops are two-dimensional bad guys and all pieces of garbage. And I'm like,
jeez.
I was really thinking of buying one of those and just having to create a new Twitter so I could make the video and put it up there, and my new Twitter could get blocked. Pops knows all about that.
Yeah.
And just It'd be a video of me, like, setting this thing on fire and just burning it to a crisp.
Well, yeah, because I mean, why? What's the reasoning behind this? Well, we know what the reasoning behind it is.
Yeah, we know what the reasoning behind it. It's the same reason for something that I haven't seen come to fruition yet, but I'm sure it's on the back burner somewhere. The second big virtual thing DC did, they announced they were going to do the Wonder Women of History comics. So it was going to be, each one was going to be like a Wonder Woman one shot, but it was going to be guest starring, a Wonder Woman of history. And of course, they picked Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Elizabeth Warren, and AOC. And I'm like, at that point, I started stacking all my Wonder Woman comics into a big stack. And I'm like, when I get them all together, I'm like, $50 takes them all. I don't want them. Get them out of my house.
Well, those are still good, in the sense that, those are older issues before they started fucking with everything just for the sake of fucking with it.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to. It's, there's no, it's not an organic thing that, happens. It's literally manufactured, bullshit of, hey, we're going to do this just for the sake of doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know, man.
Yeah, well, I just can't believe I'm living in a world where a potato's gender would be a topic.
I saw that. I was like, oh, God. Mm-hmm. Did we just not have anything else to worry about today?
It's just crazy.
I suppose people, can get upset about dumb shit like that, but why would you? I got better shit to do with my time.
I know. Mm-hmm. I think it's all part of the, this is what we're going to do to overload the young sheep's brain with enough crap that they just, go with the flow because they can't function.
That seems to be an accurate assessment.
Mm-hmm.
Because, it just, I'm all for, standing up for something that means something, but who the fuck cares about Mr. Potato Head's gender? Why is this even an issue? It's a fucking toy. You and I were talking about the toy sections in stores in California. What the hell is that about? Yeah, who cares?
It's the same thing that Newsom did when he got that bill passed that lowered the age of what was it? So if sexual predators were preying on anybody 13 or older, it was just a misdemeanor now. At which point, I heard that and I'm like, man, if I wasn't crippled stuck in Massachusetts, I would pack up my stuff and move to Texas.
Well, in the case of something like that, let's say that it happens to my kid. I'm going to try to basically, my stance would be, don't press charges at all. I'll go ahead and take care of this one for you. I'll handle that in-house. because, I don't trust the state to handle it well anyway. I don't really want to see, although they typically handle child molesters pretty well in prison. So, they give them a nice.
The problem is they put them in protective custody the whole time they're in there, and then they let them out after serving like half their term. Put them in a neighborhood full of kids, and then 2 weeks afterwards, when people actually find out, they send the cops around to tell them, if you say anything, we're going to have to arrest you as a hate crime. I'm like, I won't say nothing. And I'll put a silencer on my rifle so it doesn't say anything either.
Oh, yeah.
That was a joke, people.
Yeah. Allegedly. Not saying anything.
I remember reading the story a few years back where this guy was going home, and when he got home, some dude had busted into the house and had beaten and raped the guy's wife, and had beaten and raped the guy's daughter, and he killed him dead. Which is the only way to kill somebody.
Right, like you do.
Just ask the military. And after he did that, he called the police, reported what had happened to his family, and also reported a murder, and a couple of liberal people chimed in. That's terrible. You're not allowed to do that. And the sheriff, the local sheriff, turned around and said, "Yeah, he kind of is." And he goes, "Well, we're going to have to investigate this, but 12 or 24 hours later, he goes, "Yep, no charges are pending, and we thank him for being a good citizen."
Where was that?
Texas.
Okay, the Shire.
Yeah.
I love Texas. I would absolutely move my ass back to Texas if I had the opportunity.
Well, except for that one big city that all the liberals from California keep moving to.
Austin?
Yeah.
Even Austin is not too bad. I mean, it's still Texas.
Yeah, but you gotta figure like half of, just about all of Silicon Valley has packed up and moved their business to Austin, and they brought all their employees with them.
I see your point. I definitely see your point. I need to invest in a different organization system for these markers, I swear. It's just a giant pain in the ass figuring out, okay, which one's over here?
Clink, 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 clink.
Clink, clink.
Yeah. No, that one was almost empty anyhow. It doesn't matter.
You find some more money in your Joker banks?
Well, one of them does. The Arkham Asylum game Joker does.
Yeah, that one.
But
that sounds good.
I don't want to pull the sticker off his backside to take the plug out. So I got a box over yonder that's got an old periodicals publication ceramic Batman bank, but I lost the rubber stopper at the bottom. But it's an aunt and uncle that wasn't like really an aunt and uncle, but friends of my mother's family. My mother, my grandmother, since my mother was little, and when they found out that my mother was having a boy, they bought that Batman bank for me, like a year before I was born, I think, and they got me an old homemade toy chest that I actually still have. And I guess both of those things are legally antiques now. They're over 50 years old. And so am I.
I'm getting there, man. I turned 44 this year, and shit, it just depends on what day you catch me on, man. Sometimes I feel 29, some days I feel 80.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
But, chasing after kids will do that to you, and then...
Oh, yeah. Turn your hair gray, then make your hair fall out.
Right.
That's why I'm baldish.
I used to shave my head for about 10 years, and people ask me, they're like, well, why do you do that? It's like, because I have daughters, and otherwise I'd pull my hair out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now it just fits the whole midlife crisis thing to go ahead and have the ponytail and stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I could never grow it long enough to have, a decent one. I had I'd get as far as having like a medium mullet, and then nothing else would grow in the back, and it would piss me off.
Yeah.
But
my kids, because I went to high school in the '90s, man. So I had the mullet, and my kids have seen the pictures, and they're just like, "Oh my god!" They laughed for hours on that. I was like, "Wow, I'm glad I could help." Yeah.
But my brother from another mother that owns my LCS used to get all sorts of pissed off because I had keys to the store, because I used to go in and help him out, and he was glad that I did, because one time I showed up at the store and there was nobody there, and there were books everywhere, because it was Wednesday, so new comic book day.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't, I'm calling him. I'm thinking he's dropping a deuce the size of Montana in the toilet or something, because there was nobody in the store, and I'm like, I'm calling his name and nothing. This sometimes if he has to rush out for an emergency, there'd be like a note on the counter.
Yeah.
And it'd be like,
back in 5 minutes, or
this happened. Either Bill or Ray, if you've walked in and I'm not here, please do this. But nothing. Apparently his wife went into labor like 20 minutes after he counted out the inventory from Diamond. And he almost broke the glass door getting out, and jumped in his truck, and vroom vroom vroom. So I ended up putting them all down, and 3 hours later I'm like, oh man, she must have gone into labor. And then my phone rings. Are you at the store? I go, yeah, you left this place a mess, you're fired. Well, she went into labor. I go, how'd it turn out? He goes, it's good, got a son, congratulations, blah blah blah. So But I used to go in there like after work, like 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and grab my books and leave a big stack of cash on the counter for him. All in perfumey ones, and
Yeah.
so I was basically laundering my dirty money through him, and so I just go in, grab books, go home, and they just piled up over the years, apparently.
They do that.
I took a bunch of my statues and stuff that I had cluttering up over here, and I put them up above my kitchen counters because there was nothing up there. And I'm like, it's gonna get dusty up there, but I'm just gonna leave them in the boxes up there. So all I have to do is dust off the boxes. So
Yeah.
So I have up there is the Jim Lee Hush statues for Batman and Catwoman.
Oh God, I love the Jim Lee redesign on Catwoman.
Oh yeah, but they made like a huge era. So like the Batman statue has Catwoman's whip at Batman's feet, but in the Catwoman statue, she has her whip in her hand.
Oh.
And they're kind of on the same rooftop. So, screw that one up. Then I have a statue I didn't even know I had. It's one of the Batman black and whites, but it's an Alex Ross Batman black and white statue. So I got that up there. Next to that is the triple shot of the 3 mini busts from Matt Wagner's Grendel. So it's Hunter Rose, Christine, and then like that third Yahoo that followed up. And next to that, I have my big giant Hulk NECA ceramic cookie jar in the box. And next to that, I have the Goofy Hulk telephone with the smashed up keypad and everything.
Oh yeah. I had a Wolverine telephone.
Oh yeah, they had both of them. I saw the Hulk when I go buying Hulk. And next to that, I have the 2 Dawn statues that I own.
I was gonna say, where's the Dawn statues? Because I know you appreciate the Lensner.
Yeah, well, I've got one that's I'm not sure who one of them is from, but one of them is like, it doesn't say how limited it is, but it's got to be limited because it was from done when he was still under Cirrus.
Mm-hmm. There used to be a statue. Remember when Image came out and they were merchandising everything?
Oh yeah.
There was a Cyberforce statue of a Striker, the guy with 4 arms.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say it was a Claiborne Moore statue that was who sculpted it. I have been looking for that thing forever. So I remember seeing it one day at KB Toys. And you know how long ago it was.
Wow.
And that damn thing was just gorgeous. But when it came out, I was just a wee lad who didn't have that kind of money for things. Now I'm an older guy that doesn't have that kind of money for things. But
well, one day you'll have the Shawn-Zilla Art Studio with all the children's working side by side doing line work and inking and everything else, so you can.
No, you joke, right? But
no, I'm serious.
Yeah, Yeah, no, I'm gonna be like Peter Max. I'm gonna have my kids working, making the stuff, and I'm just gonna come down from, my dementia stupor and just sign my name and, be done with it. But my two, all my kids do art too. Um, well, the 7-year-old doesn't really do a whole lot, but he's getting there. But
my daughter does, but she's in that Jim O'Reilly stage where she thinks everything she does is garbage and won't show it to me unless I see it by accident. And and then it's like it's friggin' good.
It's really badass. Yeah, my 17-year-old does that too, and she's actually getting commissions from. She got a commission from one of my clients, who normally buys. Yeah, and what's sad is he paid her more than he pays me, and I'm like, wait a second. Yeah, damn it.
Well, I hope you pulled your agent fee out of her.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get my 10% or more.
25.
Yeah. But no, man, it makes you happy to see your kids actually doing something.
Yeah.
A 17-year-old daughter who she's got kind of that Spirited Away Princess Mononoke Studio Ghibli feel to her stuff.
Oh, cool.
Which I can't do that stuff, but she does it pretty well. And then I've got a 19-year-old who she wants to be a tattoo artist, which
that's hard.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, she's got the talent, but I'm not going to do it.
One, you can't fuck up, and two, you have to intern under like a master tattooist for like X amount of years. So
yeah,
you have to be set up so you're going to work for free for like 10 years before you get a chance to do anything.
Basically, yeah. And I always hate it when people ask me if if I'm drawing, like, if I'm over at Barnes and Noble or Starbucks or something like that, and I'm sitting there drawing. I hate it when people immediately assume you do tattoos because you can draw, and I'm like, it's a completely different animal.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna do it at one point, and that's actually what got me back into drawing. Was I was gonna start tattooing, but
they probably look at you and big dude, ponytail, gonna be a tattoo artist, or he's running a biker gang.
Yeah, that's why I quit wearing so many rings. Yeah. I'm serious, man. I would have more rings than any straight man could, needed to. And I got tired of getting, just the looks. So, I live in bumfuck Mississippi, man, and this is God's blind spot. But it's, it's quiet and it's nice, and I got kids here, so that's cool. But they have tattoo places all around, and they've got some pretty decent, tattoo artists. I'm friends with a lot of them, but man, I just, I can't do it.
But when you look at some of the people around town, in the back of your head, you hear Forrest Gump saying, "Well, Jenny, I might not be a smart man, but."
Yeah, the school fight song is the dueling banjos, and they got varsity truck and tractor pull.
Hey, I like that. I used to love going mudding.
I like mudding in somebody else's truck. Leave mine out of it.
Yeah, it's like 3 days of cleaning it out.
Oh man, yeah. Mine's already a wreck anyway, but
I'd be
that's
more
what.
apt. I'd be more apt to go mudding in like a 4-wheeler.
Definitely.
Because then
Although
it's
I'm
like
thinking,
as soon as you're done, you just take the hose and pressure wash it down, and it's all good.
yeah, there you go. Yeah, and that makes all the sense. Yeah, it's always a good idea until you get stuck.
Mm-hmm.
So you think we'll get conventions back this year?
There's already some going on.
Yeah. A buddy in Alabama, he actually went to one last year. Yeah. It was Huntsville Comic Expo, and it's pretty cool. I'm booked for. I think the earliest one I'm booked for this year is in October, and I really hope that it still happens because I didn't realize how much I enjoyed it until it was taken away. Granted, while I'm there, I'm sure I look pissed off, but because I've probably been asked, for the 18th time, did you draw these? No, I didn't. Yeah.
Well,
I really do like
a couple of the big cons around me. I haven't heard anything about Boston, but Rhode Island is planning on running 2. One this summer in June, and then their regular one in November. I've seen some friends like post some stuff up about it. I go. All I can think of is it's like they're like starting to like advertise like certain celebrities. I go, you do know that their insurance companies will not condone them showing up
I didn't even think about that.
to a convention like that. It doesn't help.
That's a very good point.
It doesn't help that the media is still going out of their way to fanmarga the whole country too. So.
Yeah. So what do you think, man? Coming along?
That looks good. Let's blow that. Let's blow that one up.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and take a look, people.
Still available for claim. I see some people are watching. You could comment in the chat, ask Shawn questions, ask me questions.
Yeah.
Ask me questions,
yeah.
Sure.
Feel free. I may not answer them, but you can ask. No, I'll completely answer them.
Most of the ones that I've been seeing are kind of like I scared them away. I go, ask questions, say something in the chat, and they left. Oh, I have to participate? No, that's not what I'm on the internet for.
Yeah, there's more to it than just talking shit. Not much.
We've just been here listening to you speak against the. Speak against our lords and masters, and we've been recording it to cancel you.
Well, be sure to get my name right.
Yeah, get the spelling right. You can't cancel me.
Yeah. I didn't sign anything, so you can't cancel shit.
So as the BS mounts up, and of course the other big thing was they have to cancel Dr. Zeus because he's racist and sexist and homophobic, and so of course I had to share a post that I saw that has Cat in a Hat on it and says "Bite my ass, you liberal morons" by Dr. Zeus.
I saw that. That was great.
And a friend of mine responded with another meme that's even better that says, "I do not like your mental haze. I do not like your leftist ways. I do not like your son on blow. I do not like you, Mr. Joe." I'm like, that is great.
How can you not like Dr. Seuss? I mean,
Really?
it's Dr. fucking Seuss, man. I don't know, man. Just the world's getting FedEx to hell in a handcart. And it's bad when you have to like double check the number on the marker. What's really bad is when you're refilling these bastards and you're refilling a bunch of them all at once, and you fill one with the wrong ink. It's like, damn it. Well, we'll just make a mental note of where that one is.
Yeah, it's kind of like you need that you need kind of like that test strip to be like, is this the right one?
I'll use the margins of my reference pictures for that too, because yeah, it's happened more than once. So
yeah, I used to laugh like I'd be walking by a department and working all like those crappy retail stores when I was a kid, and you hear some hissing and you're like, what the hell? And you go to check what it is, and there's like 4 or 5 guys that have plans to spray paint over the rust on their cars. So they're testing out the colors by spraying it like on the floor or on the shelving unit.
oh yeah, definitely. I'll do that at Michael's or Hobby Lobby or wherever I'm buying markers or pens or whatever. And Michael's finally got smart. They put like a little pad of paper out. So, good job, Michael's. But yeah, man, I'll write on every exposed price tag that's in there. Because man, I just I don't have that Jim Lee money where I can just buy whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
I gotta make sure I gotta make sure what I'm getting is what I need.
Yeah, I'm just checking out Brian Wayne from Cheers to Comics podcast. I'm just checking out his haul for this week. He overbuys stuff and then sells it, and he dabbles some in the spec market, apparently quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
But he
a lot.
So he got a really cool cover of Batman 106, and it's like an actual pencil sketch cover, and it just looks badass. Like a charcoal wash or something on it. Except it's actually just printed on the cover, but it looks badass. Then there's a second cover where it basically has like the whole Batman family, and it has Damian Wayne in his new costume, who apparently is not going to be called Robin anymore or something. And then the regular cover, which is like this big bright yellow thing with like a purple bat and highlights and stuff. I guess it's like a Scarecrow story they're doing. But this is, I don't know why, because I haven't bothered to look, but Batman 106 is like, Batman 106 and ENIAC were like the two like huge spec books. So we bought that, and this is all part of like Infinite Frontiers. So yay! They did exactly what I thought they were going to do, and they rebooted DC again.
Well, it's been 5 minutes since they did it last time, so sure, why not?
They brought back the Crime Syndicate. They brought back the Crime Syndicate that we haven't seen since New 52, and they're doing a 6-issue miniseries with them. There is a new Swamp Thing which came out of the Future State, and it's gonna. They're calling it a new ongoing series, but there's only 10 issues. Because that's a limited series, buddy. that's not an ongoing.
Yeah, by definition.
So he bought like 3 of the A covers and 1 of the B covers. I think the B cover is the badass looking one, and of course, New Frontier Suicide Squad issue number 1. He bought a couple of copies of that because this is, from the cover, it looks like it's probably based on the James Gunn Suicide Squad movie.
Gotta tell you, man, I'm into it. I did not like the first Suicide Squad at all.
You know, neither of those movies are good. And it's kind of like, but Margot Robbie's in it. I go, yeah, so it's kind of like Baywatch. You turn the sound off and you just wait for like a scene with her to come and go, and then you go back to doing what you're doing.
You can see more fun stuff of her in Wolf of Wall Street. Just saying.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And then Infinite Frontier 0 came out, so he bought like 4 copies of that, of like the regular cover. What else did he buy? Walking Dead, because of course, well, the series is dead, and we know that, but now we're going to reprint everything in color. He bought 2 copies of the regular cover for Nocterra, which is that Scott Snyder, Tony Daniels book.
Mm-hmm.
I read it and did a review on it. It's good.
I'm a big Scott Snyder fan.
Oh yeah. He bought 3 copies of Berserker number 1.
That's the Keanu Reeves thing, right?
Yeah. So of course there's like a billion copies, and stores were ordering like as many as they could because they have an ultra rare 1 in 1,000 variant cover, which the book just came out today, but over a month ago they were already listed to be pre-sold for like thousands of dollars.
This kind of reminds me of back in the 90s where there was like 80 million variant covers for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Super Chromium Deathmatch, whatever color cover and all that other crap.
Yeah, and everybody most of the publishers got away from that after about a year or so, and was like, yeah, this isn't working, and they went back to just like 2 covers, do an A and a B cover, and it's going to be equal distribution and blah blah blah, and once in a while we'll do like an actual variant cover. Everybody got away from that except Dynamite. which is one of the things that
I'm not different by any means. I'm just like, it just kind of reminds me of it.
yeah.
See how when I do covers, it's variant covers,
Oh yeah.
and that's a good thing. I like variant covers, but
But it loses. It loses the.
it's not.
It quits being special when you have like 30 variant covers every week.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it just gets to a point to where who can keep up with all that financially? It's
Apparently, all these people that are making, six-figure, 4, 5, and 6-figure salaries, and are, either living at home or, living with their girlfriends who pay their bills because they feel bad for them because they don't make as much as they. But you got a Star Wars High Republic #2, only one copy of that one, and Beast Wars #2, and a new mini from Dark Horse called Dead Dog's Bite.
I have no interest in Star Wars High Republic.
Nope. I have no interest for specific reasons. Oh, there you got a copy of Avengers, and then a different cover for High Republic and Avengers Strike. Oh, that's that stupid thing where they're all mech warriors.
God.
And then Demon Days X-Men #1 came out. That's like the Psylocke cover. That's all like, she's all like young, super hot, and like all samurai'd up and everything. It's the Peach it's the Peach Momoko cover. And Art Germ did a cover after Peach too. And I know the little spec nerd Comic Tom 101 has a blacklight variant of this coming out the end of the month.
That's
And
cool.
he's also got a completely, totally badass Joker #1 variant, because Joker's got a new series coming out. And he does this mystery mail call thing, but he charges like $40 some, and he does two store variants a month. So you will get his 2 store variants, and then you will get 4 to 6 other books, and then probably like a print, a mini print, or a whole bunch of like Brian Pulido-esque junk. So it's overpriced, but they also slide like key issues in. Like they've given in a mystery mail call, they've given away a Hulk 181, giant size X-Men.
Oh shit.
First appearance of Vision, all kinds of stuff. Let's see, what else is he reading? He picked up Hellions, the new Power Pack, with of course a Wolverine crossover.
Of course.
And then, oh my God, this stuff is still going on. The stupid King in Black storyline. I hate Donny Cates like with a passion. So this week, apparently, the King in Black handbook came out. So in case you got lost on what was happening, they will tell you again.
I don't know much about him. I've done a con with him.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had like, pretty much a hey, how are you type conversation. He seems all right, but I've heard a lot of people say that they are not a fan. So,
yeah. He turns her. They keep giving him like all these series. So like, there's a whole bunch of kids from the '90s on up that are just like, 100% complete Venom fanboys. Like, Venom can do no wrong.
Did you see the movie?
Unless, well, yeah, it was unless it's Flash Thompson. Because if it's Flash Thompson Venom, we hate it. I go, well, I hate to tell you, Agent Venom was the only cool Venom since the original conception back in the late '90s, early 2000s.
And McFarlane says you're welcome.
Yes. But it was just,
Which I have no problem admitting that I am a huge McFarlane fanboy.
Oh yeah. Like I wish I had enough money to buy all this stuff, but now he wants to be able to sell his IP now too. So in June there will be a brand new Spawn #1, and it's probably going to be like a $12 book, if not $15. It will reprint the original Spawn #1, and then it will have a whole ton of other stuff in it because he did like a little presser where he said that for anybody under the age of 28, they've never had a chance to actually buy a Spawn #1 off the rack. So I'm going to reprint Spawn #1 in this new book. So it's basically going to be kind of like an anthology. And
well, that's just him doing the Lord's work.
Yeah. And after this big giant size #1 of the Spawnoverse, he's going to release all these multiple different Spawn titles because it's a Spawn universe that has more than one Spawn. And, other characters that he wants to highlight. And he's got like, he was listing out like a slew of people, of course, Greg Capullo, the Todd McFarlane's Mini-Me. And all these other people that I heard the names and I was like, wow, that sounds great. And it was like almost like I was being mesmerized to take my money, please take my money. And
Capullo is cool as hell, though. I mean, he was awesome. He was going to be at Memphis Comic Expo last year, and I was looking forward to that because he's on my list of guys to meet. And God, it was going to be such a good show, man. James O'Barr, fucking Greg Capullo.
Mm-hmm.
Forget who all else was going to be there, but it's going to be great.
Here's a funny thing. I dug an issue, like a random issue out of a Crow miniseries out of that same box that I was telling you about. And it came out after McFarlane started doing Movie Maniacs, because right under the Crow title in white letters was McFarlane's website address, www.mcfarlanetoys.com.
Nice.
But I mean, all the stuff he's doing, they're like, well, you're selling all your toys. What are you gonna do? Just buy more comic books? I go, well, I got to buy more comic books, and then I got to buy all those McFarlane DC toys.
Yeah. I got a couple of them. I went ahead and picked up a Harley Quinn from that series, and I love it, man. I mean, I've always loved Todd's toys.
Oh, yeah, they're great.
Even back in the day.
I mean, I want to buy, of course, the Joker, the Batman Who Laughs, but there's like 3 different ones because each one comes with a Robin, but you have to buy 3 different ones to get all 3 different Robins.
Yeah.
so that you can, put it on the base with him, and he's got like the three, cuckoos of robins there, and I'm like,
Almost like they planned it that way.
yep. But the only way that happens is that actually if you pre-ordered them when they were originally solicited from Entertainment Earth, if you ordered 3 of them, they would make sure they that was the only way to guarantee that you're going to get like 1 of each. But I want that, and there's like there's a few other ones I want, like I want the Grim Knight, and I want the Thomas Wayne Batman, which was supposed to be like a hard get. But I found another slew of Marvel Legends figures too.
Oh, in your collection?
Yeah. And it was probably one of the, because I collected them for like 3 to 5 years and then just stopped. Because dealers started like running into all the stores and cherry picking like just the hot figures. And if I couldn't buy if I couldn't buy like a whole set in one slew, I usually wouldn't buy them at all.
I've run into that with the Marvel Legends.
Yeah. I actually bought 2 loose, not loose. They're still in they're still in the boxes, all complete and everything.
Yeah.
It's the one that's the Build-A-Figure in it was Hulkbuster, Iron Man.
Oh yeah.
And I bought the Doctor Strange because it was a cool new Doctor Strange costume. It was like the black and dark maroon sashes.
Mm-hmm.
So and it looked cool. I go, oh, that's a badass Doctor Strange figure. I got to get that. And then for some reason, I bought the Blizzard figure. I go, well, villains usually sell pretty good, and there was probably like another hero figure in that line that I wanted. So I figured, well, I can either sell the Blizzard figure or I could trade it with somebody to get the one I wanted, but that never happened. But the full set that I picked up, I think it was probably the first Build-A-Figure, or one of the first Build-A-Figure sets that they did, and it was the Galactus Build-A-Figure.
Oh, nice.
And this set has the Gray Hulk. It has a completely badass, like, Steranko version of Doctor Strange. There's a Professor Xavier in a wheelchair, and like I think one or two other X-Men, and I can't remember everybody that's in it. But I'm like, I gotta double check because I think I have the full set. And I wasn't set in stone that I wanted all the figures. So there's probably a couple I'd be willing to sell. But as long as I have them all, and if there's figures I'm willing to sell, before I do that, I want to open all these damn things and build Galactus, who of course will be the same size as any other Legends figure. Maybe a little taller.
It's like mini Galactus.
But I know that the Build-A-Figures sell for like pretty big money.
Oh yeah, I picked up the Venom Build-A-Figure, and I don't remember what I paid for it, but I paid more than I normally would.
Probably a lot. I think a lot of those they depending on the set they came out of and depending what figure it is, I mean, they won't put it out as, you know, it'll never go on a claim sale. It'll always go like, you know, in some kind of live auction, whether it's a reply auction or like a live video auction. And they'll start it at like, you know, $50, but they'll have like a cap on it. That, you know, if it doesn't reach a certain amount, I'm not selling it.
Yeah. Don't blame him.
Because I'm not sure what set it's out of, but there's a Gray Hulk, Joe Fixit.
Mm-hmm.
That's a Build-A-Figure. I go, oh man, I want that one so bad. That would look great with my Hulks. And the guy I was talking to, he goes, well, I can't sell it unless it's in an auction. I go, well, how much is that going for? He goes, well, it's going to start at like $75.
Jesus.
Because they want, well, you have to buy the full set of Build-A-Figures. You got to buy the full set of the figures from that Build-A-Figure set. So you're like out like $125, $150 to start with.
Oh, easily.
And then, you know,
you're not going to find them in the wild. You know, you're not going to go to Walgreens and find, you know, the leg or whatever figure, you know, whichever one you need. I've got a few Build-A-Figure parts, and I thought about trying to put them together, but I was like, yeah, no. Like I've got parts of Wendigo and Mantis. I think I've got part of the Sugar Man.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about that one too. He had that one. He was starting that one at like 100.
Yeah, because it came with the part. Yeah, it came with the Age of Apocalypse line.
Yeah, and I was like, I love that storyline. I got the omnibus sitting over on my table. I had started to read it. I got like 6 issues in, and then got distracted, and then it just became, you know, part of a table that I stacked a whole bunch of other books on top.
Well, that's what it's there for.
Oh yeah.
I loved Age of Apocalypse.
Oh yeah, it was so good. I've got the originals around somewhere, you know, in these multiple mystery boxes that are sitting around here.
Yeah, I remember. I think I've gotten. If I don't have all the series, I've got most of it. Because I was a wee lad when that came out.
Yeah, I might have missed 1 or 2, but I don't think so. But if I discover that I'm missing like 1 or 2 issues from that complete run, I'm probably gonna hunt them down.
Yeah, now would be the time because I think everything mutant related is going to blow up when MCU finally starts bringing the mutants into it.
Oh yeah! Holy crap! So Brian bought a 3rd cover. So these must be, the single covers must be all variants of the stupid High Republic one. And then cover A, he bought he bought 2 dozen of the cover A's.
Yeah, like I said,
Yeah,
not into it.
I bought a variant cover of the first issue because it was like sold out everywhere, and figured I'll hold on to it for like a few months and then like flip it for like an extra $20 more than what I paid for it.
Yeah, something that you'd rather have.
Yeah, but I had you know, no intention of doing it because I saw like all these posts from this horrid woman that Kathleen Kennedy hired to, spearhead this project, who was, a woman of color, who is racist against anybody that is not of color, and has gone on tangents online, but because she's part of the correct way of thinking on Twitter, she gets a free pass. So I'm like, it's complete SJW garbage, and I tried to actually read the first issue, and it was just probably the worst written comic I've read in like 10 years.
The fact that Kathleen Kennedy is pushing it, that kills it for me.
Yeah.
Because just seeing her dumbass say, it's not like we have a ton of material to work with. What? Are you kidding?
Well, they're too busy hating the actual Star Wars fans. They want nothing to do with the actual Star Wars fans. They want us to all run off a cliff and die like lemmings. And then she wants to be able to create a whole new Star Wars fan group.
Here's hoping that Favreau and Filoni just are taking it over. Because
Favreau is pissed beyond belief from what I hear about the whole, about the whole thing with Gina
Carano.
Yep.
Yeah, because he saved her a couple of times. I mean, where I'm at with it, it's like, okay, this is all bullshit. I think that she had gotten to the point where they were just really looking for any reason and to get rid of her, which makes no sense whatsoever. Because I mean, she's hugely popular on the show.
Mm-hmm.
But I just kind of wish I'd gotten those damn Cara Dune figures when I saw them.
Yeah, I know. And they pulled all but one, and of course, that one got eaten up by, every dealer passing, a $50 bill to like a store employee.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, I wanted to do the Black Series anyway, and because I'm starting to collect the Black Series just in general. And no, can't get that. But I mean, I think that she knew when she said something else that they were going to get rid of her.
Mm-hmm. And I've got 3 figures from the Black line. I've got from when they very first started the Black line. I got a Rey with BB-8, a Kylo, and one of the Commander Troopers.
God, I can't stand Rey.
Ooh. After just one episode, the CW has renewed Superman and Lois for season 2.
Since you said it's actually good, I'm going to check it out. I just wonder why they never do a Batman show. Like, why does Arrowverse leave Batman out of it? And can we still call it Arrowverse now? Even though Arrow's not there anymore?
I don't know.
I mean, the closest we've come to getting a Batman series for CW is Batwoman.
Oh yeah. They have actually gone back in and, from what I understand, and they have edited out from the Crisis on Infinite Earth crossover.
Yeah.
They have edited out Batwoman from the Crisis on Infinite Earths episodes now.
So dumb.
Let's see, let me load this up.
I do love me some Ruby Rose, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, it's not going to do it. So I'm just checking out this toy post that somebody shared. They're re-releasing like all like the old school Kenner style Marvel figures. So kind of like the old Secret Wars style, you know.
Oh, cool.
5 points of articulation.
Mm-hmm.
But they're doing it with they are from Kenner, and it's all like retro looking like backing cards. But I thought originally they were like they were still charging like $20 for them. I go, are you kidding me? I know some comic shops that still have these like throwback figures, especially like the X-Men ones.
Mm-hmm.
Throwback figures from like 10, 15, 20 years ago, and they still have them sitting on the wall and they can't sell them. But now they're releasing them and everybody wants them, but they only want the new ones. They don't want the originals. I'm like, such a backward society we live in. But I guess they're like $10. And the guy is showing the pegs, and there's only like 7 of them. Oh wait, no, they are $20. He took them off pegs that were supposed to be something else and just spread them out so he could take a photo of them.
Oh, they are $20.
Yeah, they want $20 a piece for them for like
And
a
it's
3
5 points of articulation.
5 points of articulation, 3 3/4 inch figures.
Yeah,
So
I'm
like a
gonna
4 inch figure. Yeah. So there's like
like a Star Wars figure.
Yeah. So they're showing Electro, Captain America, Black Panther, Daredevil, Iceman, which of course is just a clear plastic figure, an Elektra, and an Iron Man.
Jeez.
And of course, right next to them are the new Marvel Legends line, which is apparently an X-Men line. There's characters that I don't know because I haven't like read the X-Men in like years. I started reading like the new series that came out like 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then they turned around and they pulled we're just going to make miniseries after miniseries. Some of them might be maxi series. And then when we come back and we relaunch everything yet again, we're going to have like 28 different titles. Oh, great. Oh, that's right. Disney owns you. They're like beating a dead horse into the ground. But I see like a Moira McTaggart, and I can't even tell what the figure's supposed to be. So I'm like,
I was just hoping for a Moira McTaggart figure too.
yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, that's what everybody was wanting for Christmas this past year. I'm sorry, my sarcasm is showing.
Again?
Yeah. I need a Rogue Marvel Legends, though. I don't know why. I think I'm just kind of like fascinated by Rogue. And she's fun to draw.
Oh, this is interesting. So, of course, we all know that Marvel is, since they bought Fox, they, gave the cease and desist letters to Dark Horse for, no more Aliens and Predator from you. We own
Right. Yeah, even though they've been doing it and doing it well for
decades.
Forever. Yeah.
So, of course, Marvel's releasing their first Alien series. And, of course, they put Aliens on, like, everybody's covers last month.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even that Hulk 43 that they had the voluntary callback on for the supposed anti-Semitic thing, which was just basically an error from the artist or the letterer, whichever. So what they're doing is, I'm only seeing this because it's a post from Mike Mayhew. He was hired to obviously do a variant cover.
Mm-hmm.
So he's doing a variant cover, but he's doing a variant cover. He's doing a homage to the Uncanny X-Men, the original Brood storyline. After Wolverine was infected, and Wolverine's on the cover with his arms, extended out with his claws out, and he's got the fangs and he's all monstered up and everything.
Yeah.
So they've got the Queen the Queen Alien on the cover doing, basically in that same like Wolverine pose.
That sounds pretty badass.
Well, I like Mayhew's work. I've got some of it. Some of it I got by accident because it was in like those Wizard Comic-Con boxes that I used to subscribe to.
Oh. Not Wizard.
Mm-hmm. Wizard's coming back too.
The magazine?
Yep.
Oh, really?
Supposedly. Yep. So he said to make the Xenomorph feel home at Marvel, I evoked the classic X-Men 234 cover by Mark Silvestri and Dan Green, showing Wolverine under siege from the Brood. And we added some familiar faces to the corner boxes as well. Well, not one. It's the corner box is a busted egg. It's just like an alien egg, but there's there's. Oh, I see what he did. They did the alien egg up in the top corner box, and down in the bottom one that would normally have the barcode in it, unless it's direct, has like a black and white face hugger in it.
Oh, that's cool. I was kind of curious to see what they were going to do with the Xenomorphs, and I wonder if they'll do Predator too.
Probably. So he's showing the set because, of course, you have to buy the set. Because if you don't buy the set, we're not going to sell you the Virgin variant that you want because that one's worth the money. So he's showing them like side by side, and then he's got like the upper half of the alien on his colors on the front, and I guess he signs them on the back. So he put the color cards across the top of the books. Let's see, Mike Mayhew Studio Variant Collection. Pre-sale Friday, March 5th at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 12 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, because what we want to do is give you hundreds of dollars before the book's even made or released.
Well, that way, if it sucks, they can say they at least made money off of it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see in my reference picture if he's got the red in his eyes. Yeah, better put that next up. I may put the red in there anyway. I think it looked pretty cool.
Give him kind of like that bloodshot look.
Yeah. I'll make my decision on that later. But right now, I'm just happy he doesn't look like Linda Hamilton.
It's a man, baby.
It's a man.
I got an email from Funko, and of course tomorrow they have like all these exclusives, like they do every week. And
to say they're not very exclusive.
And the problem is they are sold out before they even go, because like all the dealers buy them up and get like first crack. So they've got 2021 Spring Convention limited edition exclusives from Virtual Con Spring 2021. And most of these I don't give a crap about. Like there's the stupid soda pop figures, which I think is stupid. There's a man-at-arms, and then there's a man-at-arms that is turned into a monster. And then there's like this Cobra-looking alien, regular, and then with the hood explained out is, of course, the Chase figures. There's a bunch here that I have no idea what the hell they are. There's like a Teen Wolf playing basketball. One that I think is supposed to be the Lorax. But then there's an Underdog. And the one that originally caught my eye was a Dead Man.
Oh yeah.
And then I really looked at the post and saw that there is a Thundar the Barbarian 3-pack bundle of Ukla, Thundar, and Ariel.
Oh, I'm down.
I'm like,
dude, that was my jam back in the day.
Oh hell yeah!
I would love. You know what? I'm gonna draw that shit too.
Thundar should be next month.
You know what? It probably will be. I think you're Jedi mind tricking me about my feature.
Well,
because you came up with doing the Joker, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it, let's do the Joker.
I'm gonna share that. I'm gonna share that screen because where are we? Here we go. There it is.
Hell yeah! I will get that Funko set. I'm so weird about my Funkos because
like I want it, and it's a 3-pack, so it's probably gonna be like $50 to $100.
No, it probably won't be.
Well, it's like 3 figures, and they're all like exclusives. So
yeah, you're right. Shit.
They're like putting that on there just to jack the price.
I gotta quit being poor. I swear.
You're not the only one. But I mean, I saw that and I was like, mother bleep.
What?
And just from looking at those 3 at the top of that post, in the back of my head, all I could hear was Demon dogs.
I'm sporadic as hell about my pop figures. I've got 2 Bob Ross ones. I put a Bob Ross one in the studio just so I could have good juju for drawing clouds because I can't. And I got a Slash from Guns N' Roses because, why not?
Rock on.
And got a couple of Avatar pops.
I didn't buy any for the longest time because the original owner of the Pops company sold it because he didn't want to flood the market with everything, all Disney like. And then his partner was like, no, to move forward, we have to branch out and do this and this and this, and we have to make a pop out of anything that has ever been created, real or fake, don't matter.
They remind me of Mego in that sense.
They remind me more of Beanie Babies.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for the pop market to crash and then to go out so that I can wait 6 months and then actually afford to buy the ones that I wanted in the first place. I bought a box, and this guy shipped like this huge box to me. It wasn't deep, but I bought right after Guardians of the Galaxy came out. This guy put up a set of the Guardians of the Galaxy pops at the time out, and it had two Groots. It had a regular Groot, and it had a dancing Groot, and then one of each of the rest of the Guardians.
Yes. That's cool.
And plus he had like an exclusive, probably like Hot Topic or something, Harlequin. So I bought that one too. So all in like this huge box. I go, well, now I got to take the Harley out and replace it with my glow in the dark Groot that was the Loot Crate exclusive that didn't sell during my last reply auction. So I'm gonna try to sell like that entire box. As like a set. Here's the Guardians of the Galaxy, 3 different Groots. Regular, dancing, which is just, a head wobbler. A head wobbler. Yeah. So and the glow in the dark Groot. But then I started buying I ended up buying like a bunch of the 1966 pops, the Batman 66 pops.
Oh yeah.
So I got Batman, I got Batman Cowl Off, I got the Burt Ward Robin, the Cesar Romero Joker. I got a Julie Catwoman and a bunch of stuff like that.
I keep seeing it every time I go to Target, not Target. I'm sorry, Walmart, and I'm gonna end up buying it one day, unless they just don't have it. But I like the He-Man and Battle Cat pop. That one's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I just like He-Man and Battle Cat. So.
Yeah. And because Battle Cat was the tiger from the Big Jim toy set.
Yep. And it worked.
I technically owned Battle Cat before it was Battle Cat. Cool, man.
chase figure.
Yeah, definitely a chase figure. I don't know what else is in that box. It's crazy.
Draw hair, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Oh, female hair is a little bit easier, because you can just do sweeping lines and stuff, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
This Neo flat top thing that he's got going on here is not really fun.
So since you got the Bob Ross pops, did you buy the Deadpool dressed up as Bob Ross?
No, I didn't. But I'm going to.
Because it's still Bob Ross, but it's sarcastic Bob Ross.
Yeah, I loved that ad he did, dressed as Bob Ross. It was great.
Oh yeah, I've actually been watching the Bob Ross channel on Pluto TV
Oh yeah.
because it's free. So he's got his own channel and he's got like all 7 or 8 seasons of his show.
I need to start watching that.
And I put it on because listening to him talk for like 15 or 20 minutes,
It'll cool you right out.
it would put any insomniac to sleep.
Yep. I mean, you can be full on world breaker pissed and watch 20 minutes of Bob Ross, and you're like, you know what? I'm okay.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's going to be okay.
I should do that tomorrow night. I
Do
should
what?
do that tomorrow night when my kid's mother's supposed to bring her over for like dinner and to hang out with me for a while.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And I'll put Bob Ross on. Why are you putting that on? See this show? Yeah.
It's for your safety.
You hear the calming effect of his voice? He goes, yeah. He goes, you're going to walk out of here because I'm listening to Bob Ross.
I can admit it, man. I've had to put on some Bob Ross to calm down a couple of times.
Oh yeah. That and I used to watch the show all the time because it was just it just amazed me. And then my aunt from over the bridge in Newport started taking painting classes, with somebody similar to Bob Ross, but somebody local. They'd go to like the the wine and paints or whatever, and and she learned it, and she's good. I have 2 paintings from my aunt, and they're really good. So I'm just like, I bought one that was a part of a fundraiser for the camp that our church is part of, and then I have one that she had painted like a beautiful winter scene for my mother, like a covered bridge kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it was hanging over my mother's couch in her apartment when she was still living. So it's here now, and it's in the coat closet in the big openness here. But once I start hanging stuff, and that's what I'm making her mother do. Like I can bang like the hardware into the wall to hang a picture, but I can never get that tiny little triangle thing on the back of the picture frame to actually catch where it's supposed to on the picture hanger on the wall.
Yeah. So dude, I fight with that shit all the time. I just end up putting command strips up and basically Velcroing it to the wall.
Yeah, I gotta buy some more of those because I've got like a nice felt pennant from from Denver that I'd like to hang up again, and I can't remember how I hung it up before, and apparently it was that, like the double sided 3M command tape. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Then they
It
tell
just
you.
makes it alive.
Then they tell you.
It makes it alive.
Yeah, but they tell you because before you use these command strips, you must wash your wall with rubbing alcohol.
Yeah, I don't do that.
I'm like, nah. I'll take, like I got a big coffee stain on my wall because you make a cup of coffee in the morning, you put it on the table beside you, and it's a little coffee is spilled down the end, so the liquid has made kind of like a a bond, like a denture bond to the table, and then when you wrestle to pull it up, it like splashes everywhere. I did that, and I put it down, and I had gotten some scratch-off tickets for either my birthday or Christmas, and I finally scratched them off. And I grabbed something on the side of me, and water was still there. And the water bounced off the wall and did a belly flop into my coffee cup and splashed coffee all over the wall. So,
been there. I can
awesome.
I can empathize.
To the chopper.
I think that's going to be the next Schwarzenegger I do.
Commando?
Well, I was thinking Predator.
Predator, yeah.
But I love Commando. That's the first one I ever saw of his. And
I probably watched that like a million times.
That was great, man.
Wait, you told me you would kill me last. I lied.
Yeah, I tried to watch Predator with my oldest son when he was about 11. And of course, the ex freaked out. She's like, "No, you can't watch that." It's like, oh my God, come on. Yeah, have you seen the games that he plays? Shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's nothing in Predator that's worse than those games. And
when I was with my ex, and Steve Niles' 30 Days a Night movie came out.
Oh yeah.
I bought it and watched it. I go, come on, we're gonna have movie night. Watched it with the kids, and the oldest son that now thinks he's a woman said, thought it was cool. And my daughter wasn't born yet, so her youngest daughter at that time watched it, and would look away once in a while and hide her face on my arm. But the youngest son watched it, and apparently I gave him nightmares for about 12 years.
Oh God.
Like he couldn't watch like anything else with a vampire in it. He couldn't like even read like a Blade comic book.
Oh wow.
And I'm like, oh, sorry.
Yeah. Oops.
And but proud of the kid now. He's joining the military, so
I'd say he's recovered.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, my daughter, my 19-year-old told me that I had scarred her when she was little because I would watch The Walking Dead,
mm-hmm.
and she would hear the walker.
Oh yeah, music. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the music too, but she would hear that.
Oh, the groan. Yeah.
Oh man, and she'd hear it in her bedroom because I wasn't letting her watch it. She's like, "Man, that shit fucked me up." I'm like, "Okay, I'm sorry." Yeah, I didn't mean to.
And then you go, what are you doing tonight? Oh, my friends and I are going to the drive-thru to watch Saw 7. Well, it didn't mess you up that bad, I guess.
Oh, the Saw movies, God. Yeah, that's the thing there. That's interesting because it's like my ex was giving me shit over letting the kids watch certain movies and stuff like that, but her mother was letting the kids watch Saw when they were little. It's like, okay.
Didn't think anything was wrong. It's like a midget with a funny mask on, and he's riding a tricycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and chopping people up into bits.
Yep. Making them chop themselves up into bits.
Mm-hmm.
I will admit, I mean, it's pretty creative the way they did everything in it, but that's not gonna work.
Hey, have you ever put together and painted a vinyl model?
No.
Because I've got one, and I started to paint it like years ago, and then realized there's no way in hell that I can do this because I didn't have the patience for it. Because apparently you have to get a hair dryer, and you got to get the hair dryer like uber hot and hold it against, and basically put the vinyl pieces like on a spigot to make it soft enough so that you can cut off the excess with a
like an X-Acto knife?
Yeah, like an X-Acto knife. And then you have to make the joints that fit into other joints so soft that so they can like push up in them and actually, stay there. And I'm like, oh. So I've got like this Captain America vinyl model that I'm trying to find somebody that knows, has some experience with putting together vinyl models and is a good artist to strip down most of what I've done, especially on the shield because it didn't take good, and redo it. And then I want to take it and I want to donate it to my friend's store. Him and his wife have a store called POW Science.
Oh, cool.
And he's passed away now. He died a few years back from complications from the flu. So, they misdiagnosed him and sent him home with the Z-Pack, and he died.
Jesus.
Leaving his wife and his young daughter. His daughter's just a little older than mine, so she's like 13 or 14. But his wife still has the store and runs the store, and they've got like this. He used to cosplay as Captain America, like he built his own Captain America costume, and he used to be like a big comic head, and then got out of it for like a long time. And then when the MCU came around, he got back into it, and he started, dressing up in the town that my aunt lives in. He's not far from there, and he used to go to like all those like elementary and middle schools and do like live science experiments with the kids and do speakings and all kinds of other things. And then he would dress up as Captain America, and he'd be like in all the local like small town parades and everything, Easter, 4th of July, Halloween, everything. So I just wanted to get that done and donate to the store because they've got like a big Captain America thing with that's pretty much a memorial to him in the store. So
No, that sounds amazing, man. I would volunteer to do it, but I have never done one of those models. So I think I might screw it up.
Yeah, I'll find somebody. I already screwed it up myself, so I didn't damage any of the pieces, but
I have a friend who, those Warhammer miniatures?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got a friend who paints those. And I mean, that's like Tibetan monk level of patience. Yeah, there's no way I could do that.
Yeah, that's just like, we're gonna make you pay like, $3,000 a month to play this game that you really like, and then we're gonna make you build all the things yourself and paint them yourself.
Yeah.
Well, how much of the things? Well, each character is probably going to be about $30, and the vehicles are going to start at like 150.
That's basically it. I mean, it's impressive to see him paint these things, but man, there's no way I'm doing it.
Well, I love this post. When WAP by Cardi B is the song of the year, while Dr. Zeus is flagged and banned as inappropriate, you just know the world has lost its way.
And you are not lying. Cardi B, she it's like she apparently was like a guest on Raw or something, some WWE show.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the female wrestlers said something to her, like in character, because that's what it is.
Yep.
And she apparently nobody gave her the memo that it's not like for reals. So she got all pissed off on Twitter about it. It's like, you do realize it's not real, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I won't call it fake, but
Well, the physicality is 100% real.
Yeah.
But I love this. I love this shirt. I'm just checking out like things that are like popping up in images and stuff. Well, we're going back and forth, and somebody listed this shirt. It's in the middle. It is 3 pints of Guinness with the Irish clover on the outside of the glass, and the shirt says, "Hello, darkness, my old friend."
Oh man, you gotta love a beer you can drink with a fork.
Oh man, are you kidding? I used to have guys at the club when I got off shift because I could get, they'd allow, unless somebody did something stupid, and then he would suspend it. With the nobody's allowed to shift drink anymore. Nobody's allowed to come in when they're not working and drink here anymore. If you're not working and you're in the building, you're fired.
Yeah.
As long as he wasn't in that mood, we could have a shift drink afterwards. So I would always get a Guinness when I was leaving. And I would tip the pint and it would just disappear, which would impress a bunch of the older guys sitting around the bar. What was that? Oh, my drink? He goes, yeah. You go, it was a Guinness. You just drank a Guinness like that? I go, well, yeah, I'm Irish. What do you want?
Yeah, how else are you supposed to drink it?
He goes, how fast was that? I go, I don't know. And then all of a sudden, 3 guys are yelling at the bartender. We're all buying him a beer. We want to watch this again. Next thing I know, I've been standing at the bar for all of 5 minutes, and I've already put down a 6-pack of Guinness.
Jeez.
And the bartender didn't care because these guys were paying for drinks. And these guys all tipped good. Then the boss comes over. What are you doing? I go, I got a shift drink. He goes, you banged down the Guinness and you impressed them and they wanted to see you do it again, huh? Like, yeah. And they'd be like, get him 2 more. And I just start shaking my head. He goes, and if you're late tomorrow, you're fired. I'm like, geez.
Like I should clock back in for this.
Yeah, one of them set a stopwatch on their iPhone and timed me, and I put down a pint of Guinness in 12.7 seconds.
Good God. Freaking amazing.
It's a gift. I can't make money off my gift. I'm like, why did I have to be a good alcoholic instead of, talented some way?
Right. The fun part of drawing little hair. You see why I saved it for last?
Mm-hmm. It's pretty tough to tell which is which if we weren't watching you paint his hair.
Oh, yeah?
Well, that makes me happy. I had an artist friend one time message me because I had posted progress pics of a Daenerys Targaryen I was working on. And he's like, you don't have to put so much detail in their hair. I'm like, that's why I charge more than you do.
Apparently, you don't care if you do a good job, but I do.
Yeah. I mean, it's not really that hard, I mean, especially with hair, you can get kind of random with it. I mean, I'm not, I'm going to add a bunch of gray tones into this area here. There, it's really going to blend out what I'm doing right now. But what does show up will look pretty cool. So, it's.
So if you like this Terminator, you can claim it.
Yeah. Busting my ass for you people.
Yeah, really. You can claim the original, or you can pre-order prints of the finished piece.
Yep.
And don't forget, March is Joker month, and any Joker commission, print, or original piece that is in stock is available for 25% off.
Yes. 25% off. And that's if you book the Joker commission in March. Don't know what April's featured character will be, but if I keep talking to William, I'm sure he'll put some idea in my head.
It could be Thunder the Barbarian. We don't know.
It damn well could be. Going with that 80s nostalgia. Oh, I figured out why I started doing a couple of Terminator pieces. And it's funny because, sometimes I'm watching YouTube videos or
stuff on Instagram, and I'm half asleep, so I don't realize that it's kind of registered in my head. But I watch a lot of Alex Ross on Instagram, his videos that he posts, which I worship Alex Ross. I mean, I would totally fanboy if I ever met him. And
not anymore.
Huh?
Not anymore. He's dead.
Alex Ross?
Yeah. Oh no! Oh, you're seeing Alex Ross. I'm thinking Bob Ross.
Oh no!
Wrong Ross. Never mind.
Holy shit! Well, but I was watching this Alex Ross Instagram video, and he referenced some of his early stuff that he did, and I didn't even realize it. But he did these beautiful painted covers for a Dark Horse series called Terminator: Burning Earth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I had those when I was a kid. And I mean, it's literally a book that I bought just because of the cover. Yeah. Yeah. I got it in like $1 bin or something. It was crazy. It was pretty cheap. So, and to this day, it's one of the books that I still have from then. It survived the Great Purge, things like that. So, and seeing that was an Alex Ross cover, because I didn't notice it when I was a kid. I just thought it was a gorgeous painting. And so I guess that just kind of stuck in my head and made me want to start drawing Terminator stuff.
Well, I get, like, I'm on his mailing list, so I get stuff from him all the time. And the whole charging for signatures thing kills me. I know why, why he does it, but now, like, every time he does a cover or they're like revisiting covers that he's done,
Mm-hmm.
and he'll put them up, he'll put them up on his site, and it's like, you can't actually buy them. You have to sign up on a waiting list and see who comes through with the cash first, to buy them. And he put up like a whole slew of the JSA covers that he did. And, he didn't have all of them, but he had like most of them. And it's like $50 signed. Click here to get on the waiting list. I'm like,
Can't that just give you $50 and get a signed one?
yeah, really.
In the event that I ever become, more famous or whatever like that, I just can't see charging for a signature. I mean, I've had people ask me at cons, they're like, if they're buying a print, they're like, how much is it to get you to sign it? I'm like, dude, you just bought it. I mean, yeah, I'll sign it. Here, it takes me 10 seconds with a Sharpie. Done. I'm happy to do it. And I just don't understand the whole notion behind charging for a signature.
Yeah, most guys and ladies, that are doing like prints and stuff, they automatically usually sign all their stuff anyhow. And I found from talking to, various people in the biz over the years, for them, there's some people that just don't like things signed, but they like the work.
Yeah.
But 9 out of 10 times, a person that wants to buy like a bunch of somebody's prints, but they don't want them to sign it, is because they're going to buy those and they're going to put them up at their table and pass them off, which is something that really pisses me off.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Because I see dealers and they'll buy prints directly from the, directly from the artist, and then they'll charge, they'll charge like $5 or $10 more for them because, they went to the convention and, you know, they paid to get into the convention, and they stood in line, and you know, they had all their employees there, you know, standing in line at various tables for people they wanted to buy them, you know, buy them from. And you know, I can understand that, especially if it's like a popular artist. You know, they go to, like, you know, Bass's table, and they basically are doing like a live sale on Facebook while they're at the convention there, and people are just like claiming certain prints as they're showing them off.
I want to be that famous.
Well, you never know.
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool. But it's so weird, the whole print thing at cons, because I didn't used to do prints at all. And then I had a couple of people, you know, they're like, I really like your stuff, blah, blah, blah. Just, you know, can't really spend that much right now. And yeah, I get that. I mean, I'm not trying to be a dick, but at the same point in time, I'm not going to just, you know, sell it for nothing. And so I started doing the prints, and that's worked out pretty well for me. And then I started doing some mini prints and, you know, things like that. Because if you've got stuff for, you know, that is pretty cheap for kids or whatever, you know, that kind of helps out. And so, like, I'll do 5x7 prints, and you know, that way the little kids can pick them up. Although I have to be careful because some of my stuff isn't really for little kids. All right, cool. We did go with red. Yay! Red up in here. I know I'm putting my big head in the way. I'm sorry. But, you know, like that.
That's awesome.
Behold, the governor.
It is finished.
Yeah. And, you know, membership has its privileges, so anybody watching has a chance to pre-claim it before I put it out there and let the mongrels of Facebook and Instagram claim it.
Ding, 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 ding.
So, and of course, you know, we've restarted on Sarah, so hopefully, you know, that one will turn out well.
Nice.
And sell them as a package.
Very cool.
Very cool. Barbara says you gotta sign it.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I remember to put 21 instead of 20 on them. So behold, kids.
The Terminator.
Yeah.
Your chance to claim this, or you can pre-order prints.
Yep.
And we'll be
Prints are always 11x17 on glossy cardstock. You can get it signed for free, like we were just talking about, because, you know, I only you know, I don't charge for signatures. I will be doing mini prints of it too, the 5x7s. And of course, it's free continental U.S. shipping. on on pretty much everything. I don't feel like charging for shipping, especially since you got to wait so much for it.
Yeah, really. Don't forget it's Joker month. Anything Joker, 25% off as long as you order it this month. Commission wise, and also goes. You can get 25% off Joker prints or any original Joker art that he's got in stock right now.
Yeah, they'll be messaging me on like April 4th and being like, "Hey, I missed out on Joker month. Can I get a Joker for 25% off?" There's rules, damn it.
Yep.
You know, that's what separates us from the animals.
Mm-hmm. So we will be back next week with something different.
Yeah. Don't know what I'm going to be working on next week, but
we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out, and we'll go from there.
So,
well, William,
thanks to Pop for sharing and getting some people in here and checking it out. And
always fun to hang out with you, man. It's become the high point of my week.
Wow, your weeks must suck.
They do, man. They fucking do. I have no life.
All right, everybody. We'll be back with another Shawn-Zilla Art Show next Wednesday. To all the fellow nerds, that's New Comic Book Day. Unless you live in Southern Texas, and then Thursday is New Comic Book Day because I can't do anything correctly right now.
Well,
the whole power thing and everything. It's they get some lag.
They get a pass.
Yeah.
They're Texas.
So we'll be back next week and join Thomas Hewlett and myself tomorrow night on OK Boomer the podcast, where we're going to finish up our 2-part show on Kingdom Come from Mark Waid and Alex Ross.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
It's a brilliant series, man.
And don't forget, Friday night is my 100th episode of Creators Outlet. Anybody that's been a guest is invited to come back on and hang out with all of us and plug whatever you got going on. And I had Warren Brown had to cancel because something got in the way, and if things change, we were supposed to do another dramatic reading of Sig and Joe, the second chapter from his webtoons, but he's not going to be able to make it because something has come up, so he had to cancel today. But we've got lots of other people coming by. The guys from Lost in Comics over on YouTube are going to come over and hang out and do like a little segment, and we'll see what else we can cook up. But there's going to be plenty of people coming on by, and hopefully everybody will be there and won't just be me talking to myself like I am now, apparently. So.
You're not talking to yourself.
That's right. Oh, you're still here, yeah.
Yeah, I'm still here.
I didn't hear you say anything, so I was like, oh, did he freeze?
No, man. I just realized that I hit that booyah in the middle of what you were saying. I was like, well, that's rude.
Oh.
So